Hey all listeners, and now we're doing something special with the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, or TES for stuff that. So we are turning it up to Master. We're gonna doing a Master Let's Play or playthrough and stuff that. And yes, second changes. So that is set on Master now. And let's begin. So we are skipping the cutscene, just because we're trying to keep it kind of spoiler free a bit. So, okay. So what raids do we go with? We have Wood Elf, Bosmer, we have Redguard, we have Orc, we have Nord, we have Khajiit, we have Imperial, we have Heimheld, aka Altmer, we have Dark Elf Dunmer, we have Breton, and we have Argonian. And by the way, this Wood Elf is Bosmer as well. So yes. So those are the ones we have access to. Now High Elf is of course giving us more, for example, like you can select, for example, if you choose that one, you're slower on the speed. Stuff that if you choose that one, you're lower on endurance, so you have like less max health. And stuff that the things that they are good at are specifically alchemy as at 10 points, alteration is at 15, destruction is at 15, illusion is at 10, and mysticism is at 15, and those are their stats. And by the way, if you take that, that doesn't change those stats, but they do change these stats and stuff that. But yeah, Orc, for example, Orc can be, of course, Orc can have really, really good strength, of course, and you can either choose to have lower intelligence, willpower, but higher like endurance. So that one has 3 red stats and 2 green. This one only has 1 green, 2 minuses. Yeah, but also 40-40 instead, so that is okay. So willpower is lower, but that allows the endurance to be even higher. Stuff that they have 10 in armor, 15 in blade, 10 in block, 15 in blunt, 15 in heavy armor, 10 in restoration. That's actually pretty good. But that was Nord specifically, actually. Yeah, so they have Orc has armor at 15 points, block at 15 points, blunt at 15 points, 10 to hand, heavy armor at 15 points. And Redguard, of course, has some interesting things. So athletics is 15 points, blade is at 15 points, blunt is at 15 points. So regardless of which one you choose, they are at 15. It's actually pretty good. Heavy armor is at 10 though, and light armor is at 10. Mercantile is at 10. But you can see they're not good with any spell casting at all. They're not good at any of the spell schools, pretty much. But it's just, pretty crazy. Orcs, for example, Orcs what were they good at? They were good at... Nah, they're not good at restoration either. They're not good at any of the spell casting either. So those are specifically melee focused. Wood Elf, the males have agility and speed. Because this was basically the male and female one before, so the female one has higher personality, but yeah. And they are good at specifically alchemy. It's 15 points, which is actually pretty good. Alteration is at 10. Acrobatics is 10. Light armor is at 10. Marksman is at 15, so they're very good with bow. And they're very good sneak with 15 for the Wood Elf. And Nord, of course, we already said what Nord had here and stuff that, and So Khajiit are good at agility, bad at willpower and endurance, and the female one has the same agility but has less strength, but endurance is at 40 instead. So yeah, the male one is actually weaker than the female one. They have 10 athletics, 10 blade, so they do have some blade skill. They do have 15 hand-to-hand though. And they do have 15 in acrobatics, makes sense. They have 10 in light armor, 10 in security, and 10 in sneak. Which of course, like if you want to make a stealth character, like Khajiit is not bad. Same thing as I said, like Wood Elf specifically is pretty good as well. But they don't have any bonus to security. They do have to sneak though. And they do have good marksman. Khajiit of course has worse marksman. but they're still sneaky and security. So they are meant to sneak around and not use bows. They're meant to sneak around and use hand-to-hand or the blade, basically, is what you want to be doing with them. But the Woodle, for example, wants to use marksman instead. Like, you have acrobatics, but you don't have security, but you do have sneak. Except that with the Bosmer, and of course with the Argonians, the male one is good at agility and speed, but it has less willpower, less endurance, less personality. This one actually has higher intelligence, but so that's a 3 minuses, that only has 2 minuses. So the female one is just better. The female one only has 2 bad stats, so that is 30, 30, 30. So it has 3 30 stats and 2 50 stats. This one has 2 30 stats, but only 1 50 stat. But that means that it's 1 less negative as well. So again, higher intelligence. Because the main problem is having lower willpower means less medical regen. Of course, they're good at athletics at 15. Blade is a 10 again. Hand-to-hand is a 10. Alchemy is a 10. Illusion is a 10 though. Mysticism is a 10. Security is at 15. So they don't have the sneak bonus, but they do have illusions and mysticism, which is actually pretty decent. Breton course, the one that I choose, which was I believe that I choose the Sisters one, which is intelligence plus 50, and it's lower strength on the female one, but you have 50 intelligence, 50 willpower, and 50 on the magic bonus. And agility is 30, speed is 30, and endurance is 30. Otherwise, you can get 40 speed with that. And then you have 3 minuses still, but the 3 minuses are instead also in strength and stuff like that. But anyway, they have 10 plus in alchemy, 10 plus in alteration, 15 plus in conjuration, 10 plus in illusion, 15 plus on mysticism, and 15 plus on restoration. And of course, you have Dark Elf, aka the Dunmer, has pretty good speed at 50, and then nothing else really. But they do have 30 in willpower and 30 in personality. Then, of course, you have the mainland, which also has 50 there, but instead of lower personality, has lower endurance and lower willpower. So, so you only have 2 negatives together with only 1 positive, and that's that they're fast. However, they do have 10 athletics, 15 in blade, so they are very, very good at blades. 10 in blunt, so also melee kind of focused, but they do have destruction at 15 plus. They do have mysticism at 10, light armor at 10, and marksman skill at 10, so they are semi-decent archers and light armor basically and stuff like that, so yes. So the fact also that both blunt is a 10, of course, and blade is at 15 is really, really good as well. Stuff that, because if you see here, for example, blade and blunt are really bad with the Breton and stuff that, so yeah. Then we have high elf, of course. High elf, again, intelligence 50, 30 only in strength and 30 only in speed. 100 magic bonus. I went with Somerset Isle, though I'm pretty certain instead, because that allowed me to have 40 speed instead. And they still only have 30 strength and stuff like that, but the magic bonus that they get is 100. And they do have 10 plus in alchemy, 15 plus in alteration, 10 plus in conjuration, 15 plus in destruction, illusion, 10 plus mysticism, 15 plus. So, spellcasters. Spellcasters, pretty much. They are not good in any weapon, really. They're not good in heavy armor. They're not good in light armor. They are not good with any armor. They are good as spellcasters. But they are very good at spellcasting. Stuff that, like, okay, so restoration, right? Restoration and what? Yeah, restoration. Restoration is the only magic school that does not receive a bonus. It's only the restoration that's weak. And I mean, Breton, for example, if we go back to the Breton here, the Breton is missing destruction as a higher bonus. Yeah, but they have a higher, so they're also spellcasters, as you can see. So the only thing that they're missing is destruction. So they swap the restoration with destruction, but the restoration is at 15 also as well. So yeah, but they don't have any armor skills. including light armor either. So yeah, so they're not better at any of the armors either. But yeah, and then of course we have they are resistant to fire because someone has Ghost Raid. Both medical resistances can be underwater, not good to picking locks. Vulnerable to fire, frost and shock. And they're resistant to illnesses. Imperial. Okay, it can see in the dark. Yeah, they're resistant to cold. They have like a cold resist by default, and then their spell is actually pretty good things. Imperial, of course, gets 15 personality and 30 in willpower and agility. And then there's one that switches a willpower to 40, but then has 30 in agility and speed. So they're pretty good with personality wise. They have 10 plus to blade, 10 plus to blunt, which is good. 10 plus to hand to hand, 15 plus to heavy armor, so they're very good at heavy armor, of course. And then 15 plus to mercantile and 15 plus to speech guys. So they're basically the whole diplomatic like characters because you're in the empire and stuff like that. So I mean, for RP purposes, that is actually like if you want to play as a trader or whatever, right, and stuff like that. So they're not a bad race by any means. But I put, for example, on the race tier list that I did, on the race tier list, we put Argonians, Imperial, Khajiit, and Wood Elf in the RP purposes only tier. I put Breton and I put High Elf in the top tier, and I put Dark Elf, Orc, Red Guard, and Nord in no particular order in the good tier, basically. So yeah. And I stand by that, but so what should we go for? Like, yes, Breton makes a lot of sense because Breton's cause, especially if we play with male one, we don't get any negative. We still have 40 strength at the beginning, and we do get some really good defense because we have the spell to make service resist stuff. But I feel honestly it would be boring to be a Breton again. And if we want to have more of a challenge, we don't go with Breton because Breton just has the whole resistance to magic, which is very, very high. And going with a melee character is not a great idea, really, to be honest, even though both Red Guard and Orc is very good and stuff that, Red Guard is theoretically better. So that, but yeah, if there's someone who uses Berserker Rage, so with a Orc, you can start with 45 strength. Yeah. Red Guard can start with 50 strength, though. They can also have 50 willpower at the start, and they are like more resistant to magic. Stuff that, if I remember correctly. So right, so you're good at mercantile, also light armor, heavy armor, blunt, blade, athletics. And you're good at armor, which is very important. Also skill, of course, to gain higher on values. Block is very important. Blunt is very important. Heavy armor is very, very good. And right, and we do start with more strength. But we start with even more strength with the Red Guard. Well, and I would want to make a light armor build to just go with the Red Guard. And Imperial also is very good because on the higher difficulty level, having mercantile might actually be a good idea because that means that we can reduce prices of items. And the earlier you focus on a lot of mercantile skill, the better actually and stuff that. Like we might go with a very weird build and stuff that in order to break the game. But Imperial is just so much worse. I mean, they do have good blade, 10. They have good heavy armor, but they don't have good light armor. So they're at 45 strength, you're at 50 strength from the Nord as well. Nords have 50 strength. So Orcs has 45 strength, 50 endurance. All of them has 50 endurance there. He only has 40 there. Nord also gets heavy armor bonus. Both blade and blunt is at 15. They also have the armor at 10. And the restoration 10, but yeah. Imperial though has 10 to light armor. And has 10 to heavy armor. So not as big of a bonus as the Orc gets. I mean, I love my Orcs. I do, I really do. I always like the Orc, but yeah. And I know that we're gonna wear through armor quicker. Stuff that works, so why the armor is good, but yeah, actually let's choose Red Guard. So Red Guard, you can tell Mountain, that is endurance and strength. That is less strength though, but it gives you high personality. So let's choose Dragon Tail and Mountain. So let's go with Red Guard. We could make a female one actually. Let's make a female Red Guard. We can be darker, right? Okay, right, and then okay, and we go with okay, go with that. Yeah, we might take a really long time, by the way, on our actual, so do we want, because that puts it lower, which we want. Then you can, for example, choose this to raise it like that if you want to. For example, we can choose to either have it like go down like this, or we can choose to be really aggressive and look really mad. Now let's choose the -1 here. Actually, let's choose 50 there, or let's choose 0 here. Okay. You can also choose the ice here. Now we have to choose brown ice really, because it makes no sense that they would be able to have green ice, because they can't really have green ice. Let's go with that. And we can also go with, for example, tints here. For example, so, Oh wait, we could make a certain character actually if I go back. That would actually be pretty funny if we do. Okay, so first we make the character. Actually, the character doesn't age, so anyway. So we need to set. I think we need to set the skin tone to darkest actually in order for this to work. So we do that. Boom. Then we go into tone. Is that the correct one? No. Trying to find this through in a way we can make ourselves like look completely like. Okay. Now Mr. Popo has red lips, spoilers. Not that way though, they are dark I think. I forgot, are they dark? Are they like super red? Oh, let's do that. Because we want it to be... We want it to be exaggerated! Yes, there we go. Okay. So can we make it darker? I think we can actually. If we go with Bruce, then we go with Flush there, we can actually make our face darker even with that, I think. Okay. I forgot what eye color was Mr. Popo. Does he have red eyes? I don't know why I think that he has red eyes, but still. Yes, Mr. Popo has scary eyes. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's go with Mr. Popo. To these... Yeah, maybe if we go with the brightest, we can maybe get it more accurate. Let's see, can we get more accurate here? Okay, so that is less accurate. Yeah, you definitely want to have it like dark, because otherwise it kind of becomes purple there. Unless this one becomes more. Now that just becomes like really, really dark that way. But yeah, that becomes more purple. So it definitely feels like this is the correct one to go with. Yeah, this is the correct one, because this one is more on the purple way side. So that's we go with that one. Okay. I don't know if the old hair affects as well here. Yes. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so wait, so we can... I think we need to have it in the middle here though. Kinda. Yeah, because it resetted my lipstick for some reason. Let's go with that, good. So just have that, and then have these be high maybe. I don't know what looks more mad if it's just having them lower. Oh, that looks good. We want to have around here. What pronounced? Because there are certain things that makes the face look unnatural. And stuff that if you go like with wide hair and stuff that like it just becomes too pronounced. I think that works. But that might be too much, we will see. Establishing be pronounced, but not have it go forward. And then what deep? We can go with large. We can go with tall. Don't do too much. And then we can go wide. So what Soriating is, yeah, that's the one that's bad. But it's good if you want to do Squidward and stuff like that, then it's good. So we can go it in the other way here. Now let's just have it at default here. Let's see what happens if we put this here. Does it become too ridiculous? No, the face doesn't look like a destroyed face yet and stuff like that, because there's one setting I know that actually kind of ruins the face completely and stuff like that, you know. Large eyes. Let's go with some really large eyes. Put them higher up. Nah, that looks weird. Because there are certain ones that completely ruins the face, like designed to make it like look unnatural and stuff like that. So heavy. Round. Yeah, because I feel like it's this one that just makes it because of the cheekbones and stuff like that. So have this one at 0 here. Maybe let's do this first here. So put that at 25 here. 25. 25. And 25 here. Okay, can we bring it up to 50 then? Because I want to see, like, okay, how far can we take it without it like looking like completely unnatural and stuff that, you know. He's a bit of a chunky boy, but okay. And can we put this at 50 and this at 50 as well without looking completely mad? Yes, we can. Good. Go back to cheeks here. So what we can have cheekbones go high or low, of course. Actually, let's put this at regular here on the cheekbones. There we go, because that makes the face looks more normal. And then maybe we can go higher without this looking bad. The main problem is the fact that it feels like the chin needs to be able to be like more on something, because otherwise it looks like it just jumps, something like that, if you get what I mean. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe we need to not have a tall chin. Maybe the chin needs to be completely flat in order to look more natural, like look like completely like round head. So short and small, maybe. Short and small, correct? So wait, can I? Yeah, I can grow it in like this. Just that if I want to, but yeah, but let's have it at 0 here. Okay. And what can we use? Like, does this used to move it completely? I think we can put large in now without it disturbing the face, really, the face structure. Yeah. Can we put this on tall even? Yeah. As long as you have that set to kind of -100, then it doesn't look that bad. It looks just that he had like a little bit too much. No, that's fine. That doesn't look like completely unnatural. That looks just like a very thick boy. A very thick. One too many donuts, yes. And now we can bring this up to 100, I'm pretty certain. Perfect. I'll bring this up to 100, of course, obviously, and then this. Alright, so this is like. Okay, so if we do this, for example, then it's more focused on the upper parts of the head, and the lower parts of the head becomes less. Yes. So then we get this face. For example, you can see there how it becomes bigger there, but smaller up there if we do that. So like we can get more about like what the focus is on the face. So put that to 0. I need to refill the water bottle also because I'm getting really thirsty and stuff that. So yes, beautiful, and then of course a large forehead, of course, obviously. So very large forehead and very tall forehead as well. Hell yeah. So wide, of course, obviously. And I mean, we could, if we go yachting right, it's, yeah, we can get an underbite if we want to, or an overbite or whatever, right? But yeah, we don't go with that. Next slope though, but that can go down like this. And it can also go low. So it goes inward. That actually looks more natural there if we do that, actually. Good. So what convex, then it becomes like, then it becomes rounded. Okay, good. Mr. Popo is of course very happy. Mr. Popo is super happy. And what purse, then the mouth is more open. No, the mouth is smaller, so we take it on. Of course, let's make him look beautiful, like Mr. Popo does. Yes. And of course, you can put just how you can put the mouth up if you want to. Like being really fucking smug. Protruding. Of course, you can just put the mouth forward if you want to here, like we was kongs. Like, let's make him the stereotype where he's meant to be like tilt. It's what this is like. This is okay, so you tilt it like. Now that looks just look weird. So no tilting allowed. Mouth in distance. So what? We can get really large mouth. Yeah, nice. We can have inflated lips, of course, obviously. Because we want to make him ridiculous. We can of course make Pepe also with like stuff like this in the lips and stuff that if we want to, you know. So we can be puckered here, or we can be retracted. Whatever, you know. Beautiful. And then the nose flat or pointed. Okay, so we can have a very flat nose. Want to have a flat nose, but we want to have a tall nose. Yes. Beautiful. Wait, can we? Right, because this just grows it inwards. Yeah, okay. Convex, so we can have like a rounder nose. Yes. So let's have it like this, just so we can have a big nose. What is deep? It's deep. The bridge is deep and it's long. Hell yeah. Oh, that looks weird. So we have it shorter, so it then will go like upwards. And then large on the nostrils, of course, obviously, because we want to make the glorious masterpiece. And then wide, of course, obviously. Really wide nostrils. And then deep. But like up. Wait, can we get an oinky nose? Can we... Is this the oinky nose? Okay, it's that one. I see what it is. It's the bone up there. And stuff that you move, kinda. Toss out the position. Okay, good. Wide, of course, obviously. That can make him look extra pissed. And then deep, of course. More deep, more deep. Absolutely beautiful. Absolute masterpiece of character. Absolute beautiful. Justin sort of... Man, Nux Talker would be proud of this character. So Popo is he bald technically? I mean, there's no turban. We can, like, there is no hair. There is like a turban or whatever we can wear. Sadly, I'm pretty certain Mr. Popo has no hair. He's just wearing that turban and stuff that, you know. So there is no headpiece we can wear. Does he have a? No, he doesn't have like a beard or anything either. So yeah, so it's just completely empty. There we go. And facial hair. And we go with Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo. There we go. Mr. Popo. Well, what's that? Let's begin. Yes. And we do the first save. First, we check though. It is set to master immediately from the start. This is set to quality, and this is set to TV speakers, and that is 75, so good. So we do our first save. And of course, we want to make sure here.
Wake up, Red Guard. Ah, there you are. How do you like your cell, huh? Roomy enough for you? I can't even imagine what...
Actually, you're not meant to go to the door yet, by the way, and stuff that. Because here at the wall, you can just hold forward.
Dirty beam of light for the rest of your life.
And it should just auto-increase the sneak there and stuff that if we used to this.
Oh, didn't you know? No one ever leaves this prison alive.
How much can we carry? We can carry 250. So just drop everything you're wearing except for the wrist irons, because the wrist irons can have some pretty good enchants that you can put on them early. Yeah, just look at that. We got it perfectly there. He looks like completely like dark and stuff that he looks, you know. Yeah, that is definitely Mr. Popo.
You're going to die in here, Red Guard. Die.
Yeah, so...
Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you.
Boris, lock that door behind us.
Yes, sir. My sons. They're dead, aren't they?
We don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
No, they're dead. I know it.
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
You, prisoner, stand aside. Over by the window. Stay out of the way and you won't get hurt. Prisoner, stand away from the door. Over by the window now.
No sign of pursuit, sir.
Stay put,
Good.
prisoner.
Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you. Let me see you then. God.
And then you spam here until he...
We must keep moving. Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
Okay, those are worth 0, those are worth 1, that's worth 1, that's worth 1. Okay. Yeah, we can still do this. This is kind of what I recommend. Because it's the fact that he is still on the other opposite side there. Now, supposedly there is a way to outrun. Can I check the controller actually? I think I can. Isn't there an outrun in the console version? You can bind those though. Right, because that's where it opens shortcut. Is there a map? The open map is actually down on the D-pad. That's important to know. Wow. I wish I would have known that earlier. But there is no auto move. There's no auto move, sadly. Wait, so I can... I can do this also correct. 2. Now I know that there is a button for like how to move on non-PC at least. So if that, I don't know if there is a certain specific function that does it or whatever, you know. Yeah. But we can just move around this cell otherwise here. Okay. Okay, why isn't it going up more? Okay, it is still a bit slow though to do. Yeah, but that's flipping on here then. What spells do we have? So we have minor wounds. We do have the adrenaline rush, which is 50 agility, 50 strength, 50 speed, 50 endurance, and 25 health. Which is a pretty insane spell. Like making this spell normally requires a pretty high restoration stat to make something similar to that. But yeah. Okay. Let's sneak around because sneaking, even if there is nothing that can detect you, the sneaking skill can actually still go up and stuff that, you know. If I remember correctly. But you often need to have stuff near, basically, in order for the sneak to be most effective.
Protect the Emperor.
The captain's down.
Yeah, you just let them handle it and stuff that, you know, like don't bother like fighting like these and stuff that, so yeah.
Are you all right, sire?
So that's a weak portion of sorcery.
She's dead. Sorry.
We can get her katana and the steel short sword. We can actually use her katana because her katana is actually not bad. Because it's a one long sword. There should be another potion here as well somewhere.
How could they be waiting for?
I thought there was another potion here.
Don't know, but it's too late to go back now. Don't worry, sire. We will get you out of here.
They won't be the first to underestimate the blades. I'll take point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow.
Oops. Yeah. So that is it, master, yeah. And we're just using save 1 always until you exit the prison. Let's see how the first combat goes here. The first combat against Rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Fight the. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Dun dun dun, fight the rat. Sigma smig Sigma rat. Dun 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 dun. Okay, get some healing done in. Of course, obviously here. We can loot that. We can loot this. We can loot light armor because again I said we were going to go with light armor. So let's go with rough leather grease, rough leather, and rough leather shield. We have a rusty iron dagger and a short sword, and eventually, of course, if we reach the maximum, let's get the bow as well here, maybe. Mere enemy. And of course, the more attacks something can take, the better, basically, and stuff like that. So yeah, all of these. Okay. So that's a club. Oh, we're gonna make the focus to combat. It would be interesting to actually make a combat focus build to not like be reliant on like casting spells and stuff like that, you know. Okay. We should be able to actually do a combat focus build. You might say, oh, a combat focus build on like the hardest difficulty ain't possible, but you know, I would love to prove you different and stuff like that. But yeah, but of course the standard area here in the beginning is very good for of course trying to raise certain skills. Stuff that and the first time I went to this place, by the way, I like picked up everything pretty much and stuff that, and like kept sneaking even when I was over encumbered and stuff that. So yes, you know. Yeah, just keep everything for now. Okay, are we gonna focus on bow? Like maybe having the bow is useful, but we will see. What's on here? Okay, good. And we're gonna exit use to the main menu after this so I can refill the water bottle and stuff like that. Because I haven't had water in a pretty long time now. So that's Imperial Prison. Wait, so that is just... Let's have the rats against a fearsome zombie. Please, the rat, retreat with me. Okay, fine, I know the strat. Probably. Take a weak potion of healing first. Chameleon. Adrenaline rush. To heal minor wounds. Yoink! 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 Ha! My hund där. Look. Nice, very nice. Very easy. Yeah, the bow could actually maybe be the strat to go for, actually, maybe. A bow is not a bad choice if we want to try and avoid damage, actually. But then that can bring us our character capacity to 500. And then we could do the strat where we wait like 24 hours. And then we would be able to carry 500, basically. But why did I fall over? Huh? Alright, because it's actually way worse on master difficulty. It's actually way worse, I think. Yeah, okay, good. Saving Mr. Popo here. We might sneak around now, actually, because keep in mind, right, that now we have used our upper spell, but we can only use once per day. What is our passive effect? You know, we do have resistance. Brigade is 75 resistance to both poison and disease. It's pretty good. Silly rat. It's actually worse if we try to actually do it with the bow here. It's actually better if we use attack. We might have to do this. Oops, I shouldn't have drinking two of them. We need to melee the rats, though. And that's respite, which is fatigue, and that's magic again with that. See, there is no problem to kill them with these upper weapons and stuff like that, you know. But there's of course a lot of people that say that you cannot make a melee build and stuff like that, but and I would really like to go with the Lord Sun again, just because the Lord Sun is very powerful because of the fact that you get some shield and you get some like magic resistance stuff like that, but we might actually go with Warrior, though, just so we can get strength up immediately and stuff that, which allows us to carry even more stuff, and, you know. What's there? Because we want to make sure that we don't level too quickly, also, by the way, and stuff that, you know. Heal. Okay. We did look that already. Yes, we did. Right, and here is where the iron shield is. Rusty iron shield, rusty iron helm, ladders. Don't pick up the bone, I'm gonna drop the bone. Iron warhammer. Right, and we drop some stuff. Drop the bone. So that's the flashbot. That's 25 damage. We can do on something with that. Okay. We're of course going to make a custom class again, obviously, as well. Stuff that's yes. Once I run out of time, I'm immediately going to save, of course, unless we're in combat. Or I mean, we can save in combat as well. So. Okay. Okay. Yeah, right, it's showing the timer there now. No goblin yet, though. There should be a goblin soon. Okay, that's still 2 times damage here. Get some mushrooms. Get some more potions of healing. Yeah, I know that I can shortcut items and spells. I already know. I think that's everything here. I know that there are certain... No, you know what they do the chest. I know that there are certain chests that are very, very well hidden and stuff that there are like some very, very easy missable things that people just miss. And sometimes also certain weapons can fall like beside from an enemy so that it's not actually on the enemy itself and stuff that you need to pay attention to. These really are pretty heavy though. Once you saw, okay, we carry a little bit more. Goblin has not yet seen us. Back to the bow. Right. Wow, really, we missed with that. Okay, destruction, please. Almost dead. Vad är det enda in rush we can do? Can you buff? No, you cannot. Run. Okay, so I see you all next time.